Just bear with me real quick, Israel. Let me set it up. Let me set it up. Gonna do this real quick for this beautiful day. My Shabbat is coming up during this beautiful sundown. Okay, let's get into it. Should stay right here. Um, should stay right here. Check this out. So first and foremost, I'm gonna give all praises and all glory and all honor to the Most High Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Rakakadash. Yahweh is the Most High God, and Yahweh Shai is who the world English calls Jesus the Christ, right? And I want to give double honors for the elders that the Most High was working with through the Spirit to even bring forth the ministry, starting with Abba Bibbins on down, that orchestrated and basically, started One West, and the elders sprouted out into different congregations. All praises to the Most High for allowing the word to still to increase, and definitely double honors to the elders in Great Millstone, starting with the elder of Tahar, all the way down that have been teaching the sister milk, the parables, the dark sayings, and teaching the prophecies of the Most High Yahweh to the best of their ability. And Almighty Shalom to the young brothers that's ruling wells, captains, soldiers. They creating camps. They go into the highways and byways and doing civil downs to the best of their ability. Lord willing, the Most High continue in the ministry, and for the wives and the sisters that's working on being submissive, loving, and silent wives, and being virtuous to the best of their ability. The Lord willing, the Most High have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not in the ministry. This title is F the Outward Man. It is all about the inward man. I'm going to say it again in plain terms. Fuck the outward man. It's all about the inward man, right? Because we're always worried about the outer appearance, right? I'm going to share my screen. Just want to make sure everything is everything before I go to a verse. Let me make sure y'all can see me and hear me. And somebody on either lives, can you please give me a comment if you can hear me? Give me a 7-7 or a con if you can hear me clearly on the live. So I'm gonna check the YouTube since nobody's saying nothing on that side. Okay, so I see somebody can hear me. I'll just leave this right here now. Lock you are. Okay, so whoa. What the heck is going on here? First Peter, the 3rd chapter. right? So we're gonna read this in the KJV. This is First Peter the third chapter, verse 4. It says, "But let it be the hidden man of the heart." So let it be the man hidden in the mind, and that which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit, which is in the sight of God, of great peace. When you read it in the NLT, I don't have to explain it. You should clothe yourself instead with the beauty that comes from within. Some simple-minded brother would say, "Oh, you're talking about the white meat, the tissue, the meat, the veins." No, the Lord is talking about the spirit, the unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is so precious to the Most High, right? We have to use that gentle and quiet spirit, right? Which is within. And the only way you know if it is within, if you are abiding in Hamashiach Yahushai, which a lot of us don't, right? This is First Samuel, the 16th chapter, verse 7. It says, I'll start at 6. And it came to pass when they were come that he looked to Alab and said, "Surely Yahweh's anointed is before him." But Yahweh said unto Samuel, "Look not on his accountants." So don't look at the accountants, the stature, the outer appearance of a man, or on the height of his stature. Oh, he's 5'2" or 6'7", because I have refused him, regardless of his stature on the outside or the stature of his height. For Yahweh seeth not as man seeth. And that goes into Isaiah 55, verse 6 and 7. My ways are not your ways, my thoughts are not your thoughts. How high the heaven is my thoughts to yours. For man looketh on the outward appearance, but Yahweh looketh on the heart. Right? When you go to Jeremiah, which I bring out dang near every day, right? Jeremiah, the 17th chapter, verse 10, it says, "I, Yahweh, search the heart. I try the reins." If the Lord was searching the outward appearance, you know, brothers and sisters would be more blessed. Brothers and sisters wouldn't have freaking speed bumps on their damn face. If the Lord was looking at the outward appearance, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings. Yes, the your ways is from the out, but you think of what you're going to do. Even when people say, "Oh, think before you speak," in order for you to do an action, it has to come from your brain. So every man and woman, they move from their heart, right? So the Lord is going to uh, give to according to a man's ways and according to the fruit of his doings. So you have to know the Lord is searching the inward. Every day we got to always break down the inward man, right? Romans, the second chapter, the 28th verse, the 29, it says, "For he is not a Jew, which is outwardly," right? "Neither is that circumcision which is outwardly of the flesh." And it hits me even more. All Israel is not Israel. But on a deeper level, you are not a Jew because outwardly you look like a Jew. Neither is that circumcision which is outwardly in the flesh. When a man after the eighth day, his Oscar matter winky, his foreskin get cut off. That's the circumcision of the flesh. But to be an actual real Hebrew Israelite, if we want to be technical, straight from the nation of Israel, to really know that you're a real Israelite is from the inward, how you move in the spirit, right? The fruit of your doings, your ways, right? Your treasure, the treasure that's in your heart. But he is a Jew, which is one inwardly. So it's really the spirit. Galatians 5:25. If we walk in the spirit, let us live in the spirit. If you live in the spirit, you should walk in the spirit. If you walk in the spirit, you should live in the spirit. That's a Jew inwardly. That's an Israelite inwardly. And circumcision is that of the heart. Circumcise the heart in the spirit and not in the letter, whose praise is not of man, but of God, right? The inward man. It's not about the praise of a man. It's about how Bashem Yahushai. Right. This is Ephesians, the fourth chapter, verse 23 to 24. It says, "And be renewed in the spirit of your mind." Be renewed in the spirit of your mind. Let's hurry up and go to Romans. I'm about to go to camp, so I gotta try to move quick, right? Um, Verse 2 in Romans, the 12th chapter. Yes, this is the NLT. Really want KJV, but I'm just trying to, right? So it say, don't copy the behavior and customs of the world. So the behavior and the customs of the world, don't follow it, right? But let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. How will he change the way you think? By your heart, your mind. But how can he do that? When you yield to the authority and the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, when you go to his counsel instead of the counsel of the ungodly, by obeying God instead of man. Acts the 5th chapter, verse 29. Then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is God, and pleasing with know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect. I got one more, Ephesians, the 4th chapter, right? I might say it different because NLT, verse 22, no, verse 23. It says, instead, let the Spirit renew your thoughts and attitudes. Let the Spirit renew your thoughts and attitudes. What spirit is that? We're talking about the spirit of knowledge or the spirit of prophecy, right? The spirit of truth, right? Because what he say in I believe St. John the 4th chapter, verse 24, verse 24, 34, where it says, them that worship me must worship me and in spirit and in truth, right? Let alone the spirit, right? Let me see if we can get that. You know what? I ain't gonna even do it. Right? So Ephesians 4 and 23, which we're already reading, we're reading that in the NLT. Hilarious. And be renewed in the spirit of your mind, right? To be renewed in the spirit of your mind. And you gotta have the armor of Yahweh Shem Yahushai upon your body. And to be renewed, this still goes back to 1 Corinthians, the 16th chapter, verse 11. Seeking the Lord continuously will help you to be a changed man because our thoughts are not the thoughts of the Lord. So if you always want to think what the Lord is thinking, you should be in his scriptures, right? Uh, Verse 24, it says, in that ye put on the new man, which after God is created in righteousness, right? And if you hunger and thirst for righteousness, you shall be filled in true holiness. So we have to put on that new outfit, that new garment, the new you. The new you is not, I'm a new me, but I'm about to go smoke a blunt. Oh, this is the new me, but I'm about to go to church and sing Shabba Dabba Ding Dong and a Honda, right? Being new is being retaught. Being renewed is you learning again. A lot of people want to come in this and feel like, oh, I don't need to be taught the Bible. Sound like damn near Pinky off of Pinky and the Damn Brain. You want to take over the damn world. Everybody want to be the first to have the best breakdown or the first one to come with a new one. Nobody just don't want to learn and be taught. Then add a little more precepts and then regurgitate it. Whatever I'm bringing out, somebody already brought it out because it's in the Bible. They just probably added more scriptures. This is Psalms, the 51st chapter, verse 10 and 11. It said, create in me a clean heart. We go to John, the 15th chapter, verse 3, where instead of paraphrasing, 15 verse 3. Nope. I'm not going to read that one in the New Living. It says, now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. Right? Create in me a clean heart. How? We have to be washed by the word. You have to have a desire to want to learn. Right? Oh God, and renew a right spirit within me. We all need a right spirit within us. But how can we get that if we're not yielding? Cast me not away from thy presence. So that means what's going on here? You don't want to be cast away from the presence of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Me and you have the blueprint. So the only way we're going to be cast out if the Lord takes away the desire of you wanting to read, you wanting to increase. Take not thy Holy Spirit from me. If you don't have the spirit of wanting to study more and occupy, you got to really evaluate what spirit is you really working with, right? I ain't gonna lie. Let me go 4 days a week without reading. Something not right. Man, I don't care what you say. Man, if I even come and say, hey, oh babe, let's do our thing tonight. Yo, I'm really gonna be putting I'm gonna be putting spirits in my wife. Let alone the same with her. Woman is a weaker vessel. If she's not applying herself with spiritual things, because she's a weaker vessel, she's supposed to be my peace. How's she gonna be my peace if she ain't building her spirit and she come to me with bullshit, and then that evil spirit is upon me? We can go back to 1 Samuel, the 16th chapter, verse 14 and 15, where Saul had a spirit of the Lord on him, and guess what? That joint was removed, and an unclean spirit came, an evil spirit came, and that's how you can be in the spirit of the Lord, and then a evil spirit come. You want to smoke a blunt, or you lursting, and you jerking a damn turkey for like 4 hours straight. It was a clean spirit on you, and then a few seconds later, that thing left, and it became an unclean spirit. Right? So just to go off of what we saying, where it said, cast me not away from thy presence. So that means you got to cleave on to wisdom, right? This is Sirach Ecclesiasticus, the 6th chapter. And I'm going to just read a few verses. It's verse 20. It says, she is very unpleasant to the unlearned. When it says she, is talking about Sophia, wisdom. She that is without understanding will not remain with her. So if you don't have understanding of the scriptures or life, you ain't gonna remain with her. The Lord is gonna cast you away from her, and that's where you're gonna come with human wisdom. It says she will lay upon him as a mighty stone of trial, and he will cast her from him, or ever it be long. For wisdom is according to her name, and she is not manifest unto many. So wisdom is not manifest to a lot of men or women. Give ear, my son, receive my advice, and refuse not my counsel. We have to give ear to wisdom and knowledge, and that's really from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We have to receive advice. People say the Bible is basically basic instructions before leaving earth. If that's the case, nigga, is you reading? Sister, is you reading? Are you reading how to be a princess? Are you reading how to be a wife? Reading to be a helpmeet? Are you reading to be a husband? Reading to be a father? Reading to be a prophet, a bishop, a priest, right? A king? Are you reading the prophecies of which to come? That is your purpose. That is the advice you're going to get to be prepared for these things to come, right? You drop down to verse 26. It says, come unto her with thy whole heart, and keep her ways with all thy power. So you have to come with her with all your heart. So you have to yield to wisdom. And that's when it comes. You could be studying and getting in the scriptures and you get distracted. If we're able to, and I get distracted too when I'm reading. Distracting is taking you away from the word. Yeah, you could be reading a word and then somebody sending you scriptures and it's just dealing with a different conversation. Guess what? The spirit is still there because they're bringing scriptures. You never know. You could be reading what you're reading, and that somebody bring a scripture, it might make you think of a lesson off of their scripture. But when it takes away from the word, that means your whole heart is not upon it, right? 27, search and seek. So me and you have to search and seek. This is hide and seek. The Lord didn't say hide, he said search and seek. So now we already know the Lord is hiding and we're seeking. So we're playing hide and seek, but a lot of us choose to say, forget it. If God hiding, I'm hiding. I don't want to see. And she shall be made known unto thee, and when thou hast got hold of her, let her not go. That's like when a man finds him that virtuous woman, you ain't gonna let her go. You ain't. You not letting her go. You would be an idiot if you let her go, because then some other dude is gonna get her, and guess what? He might devalue her. He might not see that she's a virtuous woman, and he might devalue her. He might not use her for what her potential really is of being a helpmeet, right? So with wisdom, we can't let her go, because wisdom will leave your ass and then basically be filled into somebody else, and that man will be greater in the spirit, and he might save souls and you don't, right? Saving souls is better than being a millionaire. It says, "For at thy last thou shalt find her rest, and that shall be turned to thy joy." Right? Verse 33, it says, "If thou love to hear, thou shalt receive understanding." So just in this, the inward man is going to love to hear. You have to love to hear to fix your inward man. You have to love to hear to actually be retaught. You have to love to hear to be corrected. You have to love to hear to even be a wife. You have to love to hear to even be a husband. You have to love to hear to be a teacher of the doctrine of the Most High. So thou shalt receive understanding. If you love to hear, you're going to definitely receive understanding, right? And if thou bow down thy ear, thou shalt be wise. So we have to bow down the ear in order to be wise. I should have went to the verse 32. Verse 32, my son, if thou wilt, thou shalt be taught. An inward man is going to have the mind frame of, I need the sense and I need to be guided so I know I'm in the right lane. Point me in the right direction. If thou wilt, thou shalt be taught. And if thou wilt apply thy mind in order to be renewed, in order to be ready for prophecies, in order to want to be in the truth, you have the will to apply your mind. Thou shalt be prudent. You're going to be wise. You're going to be patient. But you have to apply your mind. If I'm bringing out 5 or 20 scriptures, for you to receive it, you have to apply your mind. The same way, if I'm bringing out the word and I have a son, my son is supposed to not act like a fool, and he really should come and try to hear the word. But my son is not applying his mind to the word because, yes, he's a child. His mind is not on the Lord like I would be because I'm a child in the truth, but I'm a man. My desire is for the word because I want to hear wisdom. And that's a difference between children and men, right? Because I have a little man. And when I look at my little man, I look at myself. My little man don't want to hear the word because if he did physically, it automatically would shift him to sit his butt down and hear the word. But if a kid is not in your face asking questions or sitting around hearing the word, it's because he don't want to hear the ministry. And that's because he is a child. But that don't take away from any child because Yahushua was 12 years old and he desired the scriptures. So if your son, your daughter don't want to hear the word, guess what? Guess what? Yahushua did it. So I'm gonna promote that to my child so that eventually, when they get older, they're gonna always remember. Knowledge is gonna increase more than your age. Knowledge is gonna increase more than you become an athlete and you become stronger. And I use Yahushua as an example of being a child because I am a grown man. And if a young child is trying to seek knowledge more than me, and I'm not even trying, that is a terrible thing. So in order to be an inward person, you have to want to apply it. So for me to say Yahushua was a 12-year-old man trying to apply the scriptures in his life, right? And I'm going to actually go to it. Luke, the 2nd chapter. right? This is my motivation. Inward man is going to seek knowledge. Inward man is going to seek the knowledge regardless if he's young or old. And that's going to show you what spirit a man is dealing with. If Yahweh was seeking the Lord at the age of 12, he had a spirit on him, right? This is Luke, the second chapter, verse 41. It says, now his parents went to Jerusalem every year at the feast of Passover. And when he was 12 years old, they went up to Jerusalem after the custom of the feast. And when they had fulfilled the days, they returned. The child Yahushai tarried behind in Jerusalem. So they were trying to go back home after the Passover was fulfilled, but Yahushai tarried. He stayed behind in Jerusalem. And Joseph and the mother knew not of it. And they, supposing him to have been in company, in another case, you can go watch the movie The Young Messiah and you're gonna see it. Only thing in the movie, they his age is 8, but in real life he was 12. Went a day's journey and they sought him among their kinfolks and acquaintance. So they sought him among the kinfolks and acquaintance, basically the brethren of the nation of Israel. It says, and when they found him not, they turned back again to Jerusalem and seeking him. And it came to pass that after 3 days they found him in the temple, sitting in the midst of the doctors, basically the doctors of the law, men that were sitting in Moses' seat, both hearing them and asking them questions. So Yahushua at the age of 12 was hearing and asking questions. I'm 31. We're all at different ages, and a lot of us don't even want to seek questions or don't even want to ask questions of men that's actually in the ministry. We're lazy as hell, or we're prideful and think we got it all. You a damn ass catcher. You think you got it all. You caught them all. It says, and all that heard him were astonished. They were amazed at his understanding in answers. As a 12, look, I'm even shocked that my little man go outside and say, yeah, how about Shemal Shai to all his friends? Just only that little thing going out here telling these kids Hebrew. I go outside, I see a kid say, yo, I'm about to go in the house, your homie, say his name, and then say, Yahweh Shemal Shai. This is weird, and I'm astonished. I'm amazed. But when they saw him, they were amazed. And his mother said unto him, son, why hast thou dealt with us? Behold, thy father and I have sought thee sorrowing. And he said unto them, how is it that ye saw me? Was ye not that I must be about my father's business? And they understood not the saying which he speak unto them. And he went down with them and came to Nazareth and was subject unto them. But his mother kept all these sayings in her heart, in her mind. And Yahushua increased in wisdom and stature and in favor with God and man. The more we be about our Father's business, which being an inward man, we're going to increase in wisdom and stature, in favor with the Most High Yahweh and in man, regardless if you believe it or don't accept it. I believe it because men grew. When they first came in this ministry, they probably didn't have nobody watching them. They didn't have followers. They didn't have nobody that was like, hey, if you want to know the ministry, go watch this brother's video. Oh, go watch this brother's video. That's being favored of God and man, because the Lord is pouring the seed of pouring that spirit on people, and they're motivated to watching you teach. The Lord is pointing them to watch you, and you're increasing in this wisdom because now you're getting scriptures, you're getting the knowledge. Then you start walking outside, somebody asking questions to somebody, and you over here giving them the answer because that person can't. That's all Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. We have to be willing to be the new us, not the old us, right? Lord willing, that made sense. I had to bring out that rant. We're going to go to 2 Corinthians, the 4th chapter, verse 16. It says, For which cause we faint not, but though our outer Salaki, re-say it, for which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. the outward you will perish away. If I kill you right now, mother sucker, I'm gonna kill you. The outward is going to perish, is going to decay, but the inward is going to always be able to be renewed because you can always cleanse yourself. You can always become a new creature. You can always go and be like, Yahweh, I'm making a mistake. I'm sinning. Yahweh Shema Shai, please renew me, cleanse me, please, because I'm a sinner. Repent from your ways, convert from it, and then you renew yourself, and the Lord might take that damn dumbass imagination from you. You go to the CSB, it says, therefore, we do not give up. Right? Especially if you're a spiritual person of Yahweh Shema Shai, you ain't gonna never fold. Even though our outer person is being destroyed, our inward person is being renewed day by day. Your outer is going to automatically be destroyed. Even if you're not sinning, it's going to be destroyed because you get old, knees start getting messed up, back start hurting. Ah! You know what I'm saying? You start getting acne, bumps on your face. You might get wrinkles. Your teeth start getting rotten if you ain't taking care of them. The outward person is being destroyed, but let alone you got your integrity as a man, as a black, Latino, and native, your integrity. You got Jake saying, black men saying, oh, the Latinos and the Indians ain't Israel. We get destroyed when our own people is not accepting us. The Latinos not even accepting black people as their family. We're destroyed on the outward apparel. But the inward, it gets renewed day by day. Day by day. And if you not, man, what? If you don't want to renew yourself, you a simple-minded nigga. Right? Let's get a cross reference to that. 2 Corinthians, the 4th chapter, verse 1. Therefore, seeing we have this ministry, as we have received mercy, we faint not. Right? Since we have this ministry, right? And if you even have the ministry that you can actually count on, you can go to and learn, is because the Lord enabled you. He's seen some type of faith in you. How did he see it? Because he was looking at the inward man, right? It's all about the inward man, right? Let me see. Yeah, that's going into something else. Oh yeah, 2 Corinthians, the 4th chapter, verse 17. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, just a moment, a part-time affliction, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. While we're in this affliction, this is like the best form of endurance. This whole affliction is really this whole thing. If we was to stop looking at things in a human point of view, you would look at the Lord really trying to build you up in the inward. Right here, this is the inward test. We say the matrix. Yes, this is the freaking matrix. And we have to, the mission is fixing the inward you. Fuck the outward, excuse my language. Yes, you got a fat booty, but I bet you that's a fake one. We worried about getting a big booty so all the men can look at us and I got a nigga in the house. But when we break down you in the inward, you are an empty, hollow vessel. My damn little man can't even whistle, or my daughter Araya, she can't even whistle. But half of our people are so hollowed in the spirit that she'll go in your spirit, and I bet you she'll be able to whistle. That's how hollow you are when you're not working on the inward man or woman, right? Let's go to Romans, the 7th chapter, verse 22, right? It says, for I delight in the law of the Most High. Wait, Salaki. For I delight in the law of God after the inward man. So he is desiring the Most High law, statutes, and commandments after the inward man. Only an inward man is going to desire the commandments of Yahweh Shem Shai. Help me to help you make that make sense. The CSB. For in my inner self, I delight in God's law. I'm just gonna give you another just so it can hit you in your mind. I love God's law with all my heart. This is Romans the 7th chapter, verse 22. The law is your schoolmaster. It's gonna help us to be separate from this world. But you have to love it in the inward man, because the inward man is going to always make sure, you know what, I'm not eating pork. How is it? Me and my wife might not even be in scriptures, but guess what? I want to eat a snack. I'm not going to use this one, but I'm going to eat a snack. Oh, snap. Ooh, I got Jolly Ranchers. So since I want to be in the spirit, and it's not that I want it, I already desire it, that since I'm already programmed, don't you know we're programmed in this wicked world? And the Lord been trying to program Israel into their own culture. Law, faith, faith, faith. Hamashiach Yahushai, Hamashiach Yahushai. And throughout captivity, we've been hearing this and never receiving it. So I've been washed back into the ministry, that now every time I eat something, I look at the ingredients. This is the Jolly Ranchers I eat. These are gummies, Jolly Rancher gummies. I got berry. I got the hard candy Jolly Ranchers, and I got the sour gummy Jolly Ranchers. So when I get them, I go to the ingredients: sugar, corn syrup, modified cornstarch, contain 2% less malic acid, sodium, citrite, natural artificial flavor, mineral oil, carnubra wax, artificial color. Small candy can be choking hazard, using caution when eating. Assortment may vary. So that's it. It don't say gluten, beef, or pork on that thing. So since I am an inward man, since I love the Lord's law and I want to make sure I'm not eating unclean things, my heart is always on it. I walk in the inward. I can see I'm an inward man because while I'm looking at ingredients, how is it I'm in the shower, the little man is gonna be like, "Hey, pops, what is this, bro? It's a ginger." I know, but do it got pork in it? That means that little man got a spirit in him. Yes, he is bad, but for him to ask if it has pork in it, can I eat it? That is a spirit. Just a spirit, because only a spirit wants to obey Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai to the best of their ability. Don't matter what age you is, right? Limitations, the 3rd chapter, verse 26. It says, "It is good that a man should both hope and quietly wait for the salvation of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai." It is good for a man. It is good that a man should both hope. Let's have hope. Oh, kingdom. And quietly wait. That's you being patiently waiting. And while you're patiently waiting, you're occupied. You're occupied. While you're patiently quiet waiting, you're inwardly building yourself up, because it's a daily thing. Because guess what? When you're an inward man, you're always attacked. When you're an outward man, whoever that spirit that was in you is going to stay on your ass, because it knows, you know what? You're going to stay right there, right? The left hand side is afraid of the right hand side. The right hand side trying to whoop the left hand side ass. Excuse my language. We got to get real. St. Matthew, the 5th chapter, verse 5. Blessed are the meek. Blessed are the patient. Blessed are the wise, for they shall inherit the earth. Let's see what the meek is, right?
Strong's G 4239. Klaus. Thayer's Lexicon, related entry. Praas.
Where's it at? So they say biblical usage is meekness towards God, is that disposition of spirit in which we accept his dealings with us as good. and therefore without disputing or resisting. In the Old Testament, the meek are those wholly relying on God rather than their own strength. So they're obeying God rather than man, or they're obeying God rather than themselves. To defend against injustice. Thus, meekness towards evil people means knowing God is permitting the injuries they afflict. So God is permitting the injuries that they afflict. He that is using them to purify his elect, and he will deliver his elect in his name. Gentleness or meekness is the opposite of self-assertiveness and self-interest. It stems from trust in God's goodness and control over the situation. The gentle person is not Salaki. Woo! The gentle person is not occupied with self at all. This is a work of the Holy Spirit and not of the human will, right? And that gives you the difference of the inward man and the outward man, right? This is the work of the Holy Spirit and not of the human will, right? The strong definition, apparently, the primary word, mile implication is humble, meek. So it's being humble, right? So, Lord willing, this was edifying to the hopeful elect or whoever. Oh, some people was putting on comments. I don't see why I don't see comments. Hold on, let me see. Dang, they ain't even let me see not one comment. Okay, let's see. Um, uh, the brother put, as for me, as for me, this is my conversation with them. Wait. Oh no, he bringing out Isaiah 59 and 21. Let me put this on the screen. Let's put this on the screen. The brother put Isaiah 59 and 21. As for me, this is my covenant with them, says Yahweh Shemar Shai. My spirit that is upon thee, and my words which I have put in thy mouth shall not depart out of thy mouth. Come on. The words that Yahweh Shemar Shai is going to put in our mouth is going to be fire, right? And you can go in the book of Jeremiah and get that. Nor out of the mouth of thy seed, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, says Yahweh Shemar Shai, from hence and forever, right? This word is going to be continual. But guess what? Only the inward man is going to yield that spirit, right? Because he's going to be comfort. If somebody can drop First Maccabees, the 12th chapter, verse 9. If somebody want to drop First Chronicles, the 16th chapter, verse 1, right? And if not, it's okay. I'll get it. I'll get it. I'll get it. I forgot what verse did I say. What that verse say? What did he say on here? Um, uh, I got you. I'll do it this way. You go to the book of Jeremiah, the 5th chapter. The brother, yo, that was a good precept. So I might have to bring out a few precepts just for that. I'm gonna start at verse. I start at verse 13. It says, "And the prophets shall become wind, and the word is not in them. Thus shall it be done unto them. Wherefore, thus says Yahweh God of armies, because ye speak this word, behold, I will make my words in thy mouth fire, and this people would, and it shall devour them. And that's why anytime I'm bringing out the word, I want to believe. I want to believe and I want to know. Every time I'm bringing out the word, it's a fire. Like Lil Wayne, I'm a fire spitter. I know every time I'm bringing out the word and I'm bringing out Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, I know I'm speaking a fire, and I'm trying to flame niggas. I'm trying to torch. I'm trying to torch that unclean, evil ass spirit in our brothers and sisters. Right? The Lord puts a fire in us, and that's that word, because Yahweh Shema Shai is a consuming fire. Let alone his words is a consuming fire. They're not gonna ever go unvoid, right? The brother said, what are the verses? I mean, I gotta see what else it was going into. Oh yeah, and I said Chronicles, right? Anything to be a fire, for anything to continue to be something that's going to always keep flowing, it has to be searched continuously, right? Starting at verse 10, First Chronicles, the 16th chapter says, "Glory in His name." Wait, glory in His holy name. Holy means set apart, which in the Paleo Hebrew is Quadash. So it's set apart from all these other names. So what is His name in Paleo Hebrew? The Most High name is Yahweh, not Yeshua, not Yashink Shink, not Yah or Yah. His name is Yahweh, and His begotten Son is Yahweh Shai. Not Jesus, not Christ, not Yeshua, not Yahuhu. It is Yahweh Shai. It says, let the heart of them, let the mind of them rejoice that seek Yahweh in his strength, seek his face continuously. Remember his marvelous work that he have done, his wonders and his judgment of his mouth. How you gonna remember the marvelous work and the signs and the miracles he done in the past and what he's doing now and what he's gonna do in the future if you're not reading? Isaiah 34:16. We have to seek Yahweh Shema's face continuously. This man said, my thoughts are not your thoughts, my ways not your ways. How high heaven is how high my thoughts is. If that's the case, I should be searching for this man, since his ways is higher than mine. His ways is as high as the heavens. If that's the case, I shouldn't even be thinking with my own mind. Shalom, Nelson. I see you. I see you. I shouldn't be thinking with my own mind. This is why we went in and showed in scripture the Lord cares about the inward man. Who the hell cares about the outward man? Right? You got Esau. You got Esau in the freaking Babylon Timbuktu in the past. He don't want you to know. He don't want you to know he had to erase certain things because he got sick and tired of hearing something. Right? I'm about to show you. This is why you got to learn from your past. This is why we always have to go search from our past, right? This is from Babylon to Timbuktu. This is page 24, right? It says, in ancient Israel, when a man had a white spot in his skin, or white or yellow hair, or white skin somewhat reddish, he was pronounced unclean. All people who were victims of this shameful disease, so having leprosy or having white skin, Salaki, let me fix my screen. Having white skin is a disease. I'm sorry, Heather, Becky, Tom, and Jennifer. Having white skin is a disease. I'm gonna say it again. All people who were victims of this shameful disease were isolated outside the camp or city. Those that had leprosy were lepers, and they had to shout, "Oh, unclean, unclean!" So that means if you had leprosy, when you walked into a city, a village, a building, Esau, Donald Trump, if it was Tom Hanks, he going on the movie and no, let's talk about Superman. Superman, he's playing Superman. He's coming in. Superman about to play. And it's say it's Jake in there. He gotta let Jake know. He gotta let the people of Melon know. Unclean, unclean. Why you black? You looking up. You looking around to see who's unclean. And guess what? Just like in the day of Cain and Abel, when Cain got cursed with leprosy, nobody can touch him because he was the only white person. Imagine being the only white person wherever you go. You about to go, man, I gotta go get food. We ain't got no food. Damn, it's the Sabbath. You walking, you see people over there near the tree getting fruit. Damn it. Unclean, unclean. And this is what? This is how you know the white person got mad. This is no Salaki. All people in the ancient world who had yellow hair and leprosy were despised and segregated. This is one reason the white supremacists discriminated against the black people today. So one of the major reasons why you're discriminated is because these test tube monkeys had to, before they go into your office, your building, your store, they had to say unclean, unclean, and they didn't like that. I'm not about to keep saying unclean, unclean to these niggas. Man, we about to separate. And guess what? They rearranged race. They rearranged race, right? When you go to page 20 in Babylon of Timbuktu, these niggas is so mad. You'll see 5 white people. You don't hear them say unclean, unclean, because Esau changed the times and the seasons. He changed history so you would not know from that past. They crafty as hell and they're upset because they had to walk around unclean, unclean. And now I'm about to bring that out. When I go to a white person and they talking about the Bible or history, I'm gonna say, okay, why you ain't saying unclean, unclean no more? Don't you know leprosy is a disease and you have that, Tom and Bill? Page 20, it says, in the ancient people did not classify races according to skin color, like the modern nations of Europe and America. The ancients include the Greeks and Romans, identified people according to their national, basically their nationality or their tribal names. So ours would be Hebrew Israelites, and you would pick from a tribe. Ethiopians, but you have tribes of Ethiopians. Then you have Canaanites. When you hear it's actually tribes of these Canaanites, right? We were a national, we were a national people and a tribal people before these damn test tube monkeys took control of things and made changements. So I'm not gonna say all these names, but they say they use names as Vendels, Sakons, Ethiopians, Jews, Arabs, Persians, Babylonians, Egyptians, and Moors. They did not use the term Negro, which is the modern term, to refer to the black races, or the word Caucasian to refer to the white race. Dividing the world belong, I mean, dividing the world along, dividing the world along a color line was an idea that originated. So dividing the world divided along a color line. So dealing with color, when people say, "Oh, it's not about race," we didn't start this. It originated with the white supremacists in Europe after the Renaissance. The Europeans did not have any great civilization immediately after the fall of Greece and Rome. So it took a certain time. So during the Middle Ages, the black nations of Africa and Asia had the greatest political, economical, educational, and military influence in the world. At this time, Europe existed in the state of darkness for 1,000 years, right? So Europe wasn't even the white race, their empire really didn't build to the level that they are right now. The weekdays, Ethiopian king was the one that started the weekdays, the 7 day cycle. The seventh day you rest, and in the Hebrew custom, we pushed in the Sabbath. And I'm gonna just show this, and then I'm gonna end this live, man. This is just showing facts. The inward man is gonna increase in knowledge, man. The inward man is gonna be occupied. The inward man is gonna hate every false way. The inward man is gonna hate the outer him and always want to show the inward him, right? So page 26, down to the middle paragraph, it says the most famous of the Babylonian kings was Ham, Ham Hammurabi. Hammurabi. Go look his name up. Who ruled about 2150 BC. He was outstanding for his codification of a system of laws founded in retaliation as the preventive measure for crime. He also established a 7-day week with the last day a rest day or Sabbath. This idea was adopted by the Hebrews and then transmitted to the Greeks and Romans and other Europeans. So this whole 7-day week, it derives from the Babylonians. You have to know the 7-day week already been here, orchestrated, but it was black people of color, Babylonians, right? That created this 7-day cycle and a 7-day of rest. They call it a 7-day of rest. Then, of course, it's considered a Sabbath, but the Hebrews adopted it. But it was really ushered by Yahweh Shem Yahushai. The Most High ordained the 7-day period, the 6-day work period, and the 7-day rest. So it was already ordained by the Most High Yahweh, right? That it was the world was supposed to move on a 6-day work cycle and the 7-day rest. The whole world was really supposed to move because the Lord is telling Adam that. And if Adam is telling the animals their name and he's supposed to be a ruler, you have to understand Adam's supposed to relay the message to everybody else. But the world was filled with wickedness. Nobody in the world will follow. That's why when the roses switch and we get that rulership back, we're gonna be the commandments are gonna be written in our hearts, in our inward parts, and we're gonna teach all the other nations. We're going to make it. We're going to command them to keep our law, statutes, and commandments. We're going to teach them the ways of the law, statutes, and commandments of following Yahweh Hashem Yahweh. Right? It was supposedly ordained that the whole world was automatically supposed to follow the ways of the Lord, and the Hebrew Israelites were supposed to rule the earth. Plain and simple. But we were stiff necked, right? And I'm going to bring this last verse. I promise, I promise, I promise. I'm going to bring this last verse. I promise. I promise. I promise. But I'm going to say one thing. My flesh is weak and my spirit is strong. So, Lord willing, I don't bring out another one, right? So, Baruch, Baruch, we're going to try the second chapter. We're going to try verse 30. Okay, verse 30. It says, "For I knew that they would not hear me. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people." When you go to Amos 3 and 7, it says God will do nothing. The Lord will do nothing but reveal his secrets to the prophets. So you have to know, back in the time, yes, the Lord appointed somebody that he would talk to, boom, 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 and he relayed the message to Israel. We're in a different mind frame. The Lord allowed the Spirit to be poured out so that our forefathers was able to scribe, and then the Bible would be created. So now the Lord is pouring out his Spirit on the prophets. So in order to understand the mysteries or the doctrine of Yahweh Shema Shai, you have to go to the prophets. That's why he say, "Seek me while I am near." Right? If you have a Bible, he's near. But if you don't understand, the servants, the prophets is the one that revealed the message. And they're in every city, let alone you can go right on YouTube, Facebook, IG. You can find them. The video is there. But we're stiff-necked. The Lord knew that we would not hear. Right? It says, "But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves." Me, your mama, your great great grandmother, we are all in captivity. And in the land of our captivity, we're going to remember who we are. Just because you're an Israelite and you say, "Oh, I'm an Israelite," that does not mean you remember who you are. Because if you remember who you are, you would not do same sex. You would not do what I did, smoke weed. You would not be selling drugs. You would not be a stripper, right? We would try to change from those things, right? Because when you learn from your past and you see the mistakes you made in your past. We were sacrificing kids. We talk about Illuminati so much, but guess what? We were Illumi because we were selling our children to Balak, right? We were selling our children to the other side, to some demons, right? Sacrificing our children. So you should learn from your past and understand you still selling your children short. When you celebrate Christmas, you're celebrating them to paganism, and that's a sin. When you do Halloween, you're celebrating them to sin. That's paganism. Let alone is witchcraft involved in that. Valentine's is coming up. You're celebrating them to paganism. Let alone for lust. Valentine's was a orgy thing where men was trading their wives off, and then the men was laying with men and women were laying with women. It was orgies going on. Why you think Valentine's is a sexual thing? A lot of people do sexual things on Valentine's. You show your love appreciation. You go to the hotel with candles, or you make the kids go to bed late at night and you get that honey. I know y'all know about that honey or that kitty cat. That's what Valentine's is. But if you don't learn from your past, how can you really say in the land of your captivity you shall remember? You're going to remember when you learn from your past. You're going to go to First Corinthians, the 10th chapter, verse 1 to 5, and you're going to understand that the Lord covered them with the pillar of cloud and they ate from that spiritual meat. What is that spiritual meat? You will have to learn from your past. And then when you be like, oh, snap, that was us, that was me, then that's going to help you remember. Like what did he say? What did he tell Simba? Remember who you are. That's the whole point. If you're not digging and occupying yourself, you're not gonna remember shit, right? Excuse my language and excuse me. I said that I was done. I meant that. But the flesh is weak and the spirit is strong. So I'm gonna bring this out. This is Baruch, the fourth chapter, verse 28. It says, for as it was your mind to go astray from God, so being returned, seek him 10 times more. The inward man is going to seek the Lord 10 times more. The inward man, he's going to fast 10 times more. The inward man, he's going to acknowledge his faults 10 times more. The inward man, he might teach 10 times more. The inward man might prophesy and go out to these streets 10 times more. You're going to be an inward man 10 times more. You're going to think before you speak 10 times more. Anything that deals with Yahweh Shema Shai, you're going to do it 10 times more. If you don't do it 10 times more, guess what? You're going to die worse 10 times more, right? It's about serving the Lord 10 times more. Your past, you fucked up a whole lot. It's about doubling up 10 times more. Being a spirit 10 times more. This whole lesson is about F the outward man 10 times more. But it's all about the inward man 10 times more. Remember that in your mind. Every day you battling something. You about to go roll you a spliff. Just understand you doing wickedness 10 times more. So how much you going to do righteousness 10 times more? How many times we do sin or anything on the opposite of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, you have to look at the righteousness that you do and you have to do it 10 times more. 10 times more. It's a competition. But I did this. Oh, let me do a few more on the righteous side. But I know I'm going to go over here and do this. You can't hop. And I want to stop. I have to stop because I'm going to bring out Matthew 6 and 24. You can't serve two masters. Yeah, I want to go to I got to. I got to, y'all. Have to. This is my last verse. I mean this on game. I mean this, love. I'm done. I'm done. I actually forgot what I was going to bring out. What was I saying? What was the last thing I said? Okay, okay. Okay, we're going to go to Judges. Judges, the 10th chapter. This is my last verse, and I hope this make you mad. I hope you get upset, and I hope you get mad at me. Actually, don't get mad at me. Get mad at Yahweh Shema Shai, right? This is Judges, and I'm going to start at verse 13. Judges, the 10th chapter, verse 13. Yet ye have forsaken me. We have abandoned Yahweh. and served other gods. Wherefore I would deliver you no more. I won't deliver you out of your adversary's hand. Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen. Let them let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation. So you want to deal with Black Lives Matter, man? Don't call on God, another man. Call on to your other gods. It's about to be inflation. The money about to collapse. Go call on those other gods, right? Freaking Jacob Trouble coming, man. Call on those damn butt surgeons that you believe in. Go call on them, right? Go call on Shaka Zulu. Hum diddy hum hum. My edges is not working. Call on hum diddy hoo hoo, right? Freaking, you got scoliosis, you got cancer, you got diabetes, you got herpes. Shit, call on Zeus, call on Hades, call on Chakra Malulu, call on Hala, call on Shabba Dabba Ding Dong. You call on all of them and tell them to come deliver you out of your tribulations. Because you're not trying to, if you really want to serve the Lord, you gotta really yield. Stop what you're doing because your mind you is ruining. I forgot how the song went. Ms. Gabar put Exodus 34 and 14, for thou shalt worship no other God, for Yahweh, whose name is jealous, is a jealous God. We worried about our wife being jealous or our husband. Man, what's a husband to a God? I mean, what's a husband to the Almighty? What's a wife to the Almighty? He's more jealous than your wife. The Lord is more jealous that your wife might not follow her position as a woman more than you are jealous at whatever the hell you jealous at. Your wife might be jealous that you got to teach other sisters, but guess what? She's not even having the value of how jealous the Most High is that this woman don't want to be a woman and she worried about what her husband is doing. And guess what? He's not beating you. He made you happy. He brought you in this truth. That lets you know us as men and women, we have to work on our spirit. First Kings the 19 and 10, Elijah, if he was here now, he said, I am jealous for the Lord. You got to be jealous for the Lord because there's not enough people trying to study the ministry or teach the ministry of Yahweh Shem Shai and teach the truth. I am jealous for the Lord because there's not enough sisters that want to be modest and cover their damn stanky panky. There's not enough men that want to be kings. I am jealous. I am jealous, jealous, jealous. Right? So Lord willing, this was edifying to the hopeful elect. Um, Lord willing, this was edifying to the hopeful elect. You know what I'm saying? And with that, we can give all praise to the Most High Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakadash. Yahweh being the Most High God, and Yahweh Shai is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus the Messiah. It's your brother, Dark Abar. If I could do it, you could do it. If you could do it, I damn sure can do it. I love you to the moon and never back. Get it right, get it tight, get your spirit right, and get your mental tight, right? Won't he do it? Yes, he can. Death to America and death to Esau, not on my time, but his time, because he's never early and he's never late. He is always on time. And with that, Shalom, Kwam Yasharala.